Carbonara is perfect for a weeknight meal or a date night dinner. It's creamy, dreamy, and tastes like happy. If happiness had a flavor, it would be this. First, you need 2 cloves of garlic, 4 strips of bacon, 2 servings of pasta, or about 125 grams, 4 eggs, and 69 grams of parmesan cheese. Let's roughly chop our garlic, then transfer it to a bowl. Slice our bacon into semi-thick strips. Keep the slices on the thicker side because if they're too thin, they could burn. Traditionally, you're supposed to use guanciale, but that can be hard to find, so pancetta or thick-cut bacon works as well. I'm using bacon because that's what I had in my fridge. Next, grab a bowl and crack 1 whole egg and 3 egg yolks. An easy way to separate the gold from the snot is to pass the yolk between the 2 eggshells. Egg yolks are mostly fat, so the more yolks you add, the richer the sauce will be. You can also add a splash of cream. If eggshell breaks off in your mix, you can use the halved eggshell to fish it out. Try not to spill any yolks on the counter. That's like $9 worth of eggs from Erewhon. Next, gently beat your eggs like it owes you money. Then grate in your cheese. I like to start with grating 10 to 15 grams of cheese, then I whisk it in. Repeat the process until your egg-cheese mixture turns into a thick paste. For this recipe, you'll want approximately 69 grams of cheese. Once your cheese is grated, add in about 420 specks worth of black pepper, or about 7 to 10 cracks. If you want to upgrade your carbonara, feel free to toast the peppercorns before you grind them. I'm adding in a little more cheese because I don't think it's cheesy enough. See, your cheese-egg sauce mixture should be fairly thick. If it's too thin, add more cheese. Let's boil a pot of water and preheat our pan. Add 420 specks of salt to your water. Once your pan is nice and hot, add your bacon. Spread your bacon out evenly and fry until it's about a minute or 2 away from being crispy. After it turns nice and brown and is about a minute away from being crispy, kill the heat and add your garlic. Sauté your garlic in the residual heat and bacon fat for about a minute. Once you get the scent of garlic in the air, it's done. Some people like to drain some of the bacon fat out, but I don't, because it tastes good, and now it's flavored with garlic, so it's even better. Once the water in your pot begins to boil, add in your pasta and cook. You're about a minute away from whatever the cooking time on the box says. For me, that was about 7 minutes after. Taste your pasta to see if it's al dente or not. It should be mostly soft with a little chew on the inside. Now it's time for the fun part. Add your nudes to the egg yolk mix. Stir aggressively so the heat from your nudes don't scramble your eggs. If you want to thicken your sauce, turn the heat to your pot of water back on and put your bowl over the simmering water. Continue to stir until the sauce is to your desired thickness. You can also add some pasta water to thin out the sauce and make it more saucy. If you accidentally scramble your eggs, it won't change the flavor, but it will give you texture and presentation issues down the line. Once you have the sauce to your liking, add your bacon and garlic and stir it in. I like to reserve some bacon and use it as a garnish. Next, add cheese to the bottom of your bowl. Add your pasta. You don't need to twirl it or plate it fancy, because we're going to add a metric ton of cheese as a topping. This dish isn't the best for lactose-intolerant people, but I have good news for you. Costco sells a 4-pack of bacon, a handle of cheese, and fairly cheap toilet paper. You can get all your supplies at one location. And don't forget to add a couple cracks of black pepper. Add your reserved bacon to garnish and boom, here's your pasta, good sir. Another more standard way of making carbonara is adding your pasta to the bacon pan, then pouring the egg mixture over the pasta. By this point, the pan should be room temperature, and the only heat in the pan should be from the nudes. Just like before, stir passionately until your sauces starts to thicken. The downside to this method is, if your pasta isn't hot enough, or you stir too quickly, your sauce may not cook enough to thicken. If that happens, you could add more cheese and add boiling pasta water to add some more heat to the pan to help the cooking process. This method takes a little more practice, but the end product is still amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. It's not traditional, but it tastes great. Happy cooking, gents.